So, I was trying to figure out what would be the best clips to show you. I went through a whole bunch of them. You can ask the other instructors. I actually sent them a video of what I made, and I'm not going to put it up. I don't ever want this to be fear-based. I'm going to share with you the end of Fight Science number 2, because we had a phenomenal discussion at the end with all 4 instructors, and the points here were so ridiculously good. I don't care who you are, what your background is. You're trained, you're untrained, you teach. Amongst the 3, no matter where you are, you should hear this conversation. This is going to be the ending of, we do final thoughts, we take questions, but I want you to hear this conversation, because a lot of times you do seminars and you think you're just going to go over different techniques with you. We're going to go over some techniques, yes. We're going to go over tactics. We're going to go over options. But it's clips like this that I feel is not talked about very often at all. And there are instructors out there that will go over it, but the majority of the general public doesn't ever hear this. The majority of people don't hear this. And a small section of the training community ever goes here. Please. Fight Science Workshop number 3 is tomorrow. We made it very affordable and very accessible for a reason. I want you to watch this clip. Come get your ticket so you can come sit and learn from multiple people some very important things about edge weapons.
I feel like that if martial artists would all realize that martial arts is based on science and the human body mechanics and the manipulations thereof, they would stop arguing on who's the best or what system is the best, and maybe start thinking it's more about a person's personal journey in speed, versatility, and body mechanics. That's it.
Well said.
That's it.
Final thoughts for each instructor, sir? There you go.
Stay blessed up, stay pieced up, and stay out of bad places. That's it. That's it.
Very well said.
I'll just say that basically, when it comes down to self-defense against a knife, with or without a weapon, the chances of survival, you have a good chance as long as you practice. The thing is, you have to practice it. You got to face the reality. Every teacher that I had, I don't care, it was Ina Santo, Larry Hartzell, Paul Brunak, my Quintal teacher, Joe Rossi, Herman Sawanda, the list goes on. They all said the same thing. Get an equalizer. That's the thing. And my empty hands versus knife is to get to your equalizer. That's what the whole idea is. Not to sit there and fight somebody with a knife, if you could possibly do it.
So, yes, sir. I think we asked Brian to finish us off there on the final thoughts. One thing I want to go over, and, we talk about this, especially with the disarms. Everybody here touched on this very, very well. And I always like to say this about focusing on that with a disarm. You should know how to take it away from them. I've seen this a number of times where people a couple things happen. Number one, they freak out, which understandably, you have a knife coming at you at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Number two, they're fishing for it and they keep on scrambling. And that's why I say I don't want to focus on that whatsoever. When we talk about attacking the attack and getting up off at the angles, there's so much of it where you're going to be covered in some of the slipperiest substance known to man in his blood. You're not going to be able to grab on and be slipping on him. And that's why when we're talking about neutralizing a threat, and it's the same reason why we say we don't shoot somebody in the leg. And we're doing it to stop the threat because they've given us no choice. They have put us in a position now where it is either us or them. And so when we talk about that type of thing and why I love the return to sender, no matter what direction you're coming at, not only are we super slippery, having that ability to try to take it away from them, you absolutely can pull up against the pad of the thumb and strip it out and take it. but I don't want people to think that they're going to go there. That's the first thing I'm going to do, and I can't do anything else. And I'm going to try to, because you're wasting time at that point. You wouldn't necessarily do disarms. You should absolutely learn how to do disarms when you have stopped the threat, but don't be in that panic mindset of, I can't get the knife. I can't get the knife. What do I do?
I might add to that. What I teach is all the time when it comes to disarms happen incidentally or accidentally.
Yes, sir.
In order to find that disarm incidentally,
You have to know.
you have to practice disarms, of course. If you notice, I did both the return to sender and the disarms. So this gives you a little bit of options. Usually the return to sender type of tactics are a little bit easier. Latching your teeth on, trying to, drag them down or going for the eyes, things like that is the only way to do disarms. You're not going to go up. I've seen where somebody thrusts you and they just disarm right off the bat. I'll just give you an example. Like some people, you'll see this type of thing, and I'll do it again here. I'm not really good at it. They disarm. Yeah. Good luck doing that. I've seen that.
You go get that.
You got to do some damage before you actually do that.
Yeah.
Look how the first time I did it didn't work. I don't practice that move, by the way, but I've seen it, numerous times. But good luck finding that.
I'm going to say this:
committing to the violence.
there's only two people that I know that I would believe can pull off a disarm with dedicated
technique.
Yeah, I don't want to say with will, that it's an accidental thing, that they don't suddenly find themselves in that position. And that's Mark Makita.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you know who he is, but he is amazing. And the other one, Master at Arms, James A. Keating. He's the other guy that can do it. Those two guys. But, with both of them, if I walked into their studio and found them levitating over the floor, I'd just go, it fits.
Getting to this point where we make that decision, we have to be able to commit it to the level of violence that will stop the threat and be done with it. But you see so many people who will, and there's all kinds of videos you can go look. People are freaking out and grasping and trying to stop it, and they just keep slipping off because we're not in a dojo setting. We're in the street where someone's got it everywhere, and those things bring it to the highest level.
And this brings up something very interesting that, and I know we're going over time here, but this is super important stuff that needs to be discussed. All right. We have to, as people that are going to consider defending ourselves, we have to decide when is go time before the incident ever happens.
There you go, sir.
We have to know what the trigger is. We have to think about this before we're there. We can't be making that decision in the midst of the fight. We have to know that when this threatening thing happens, and that's going to be different for everybody. It's going to be different for your circumstances, for your culture, for where you are. All right? But we have to make that decision ahead of time so that if, God forbid, we find ourselves there, we've already done that whole thought process and we're not stuck in the, holy shit, I'm getting attacked. Am I getting attacked? What's going on? And the next thing you know, you're dead. So these decisions have to be made ahead of time. And then when it's time, perform them with violence of action and intensity.
Yes, sir.